Sectarianism and racism have a long, deep, and complex history, rooted in centuries of social and political injustice. At the core of this system lies the ideology of white supremacy, the belief that white people are inherently superior to others and therefore entitled to social, political, and economic dominance. This concept is not confined to individual prejudice but represents a systematic structure embedded in laws, institutions, and cultural norms built to maintain white dominance. The origins of this ideology can be traced back to 1492, when European colonization began and the indigenous peoples of the Americas were labeled as savages to justify the seizure of their lands. In 1619, the first African slaves arrived in Virginia, marking the establishment of a race-based system of slavery. The Virginia Slave Codes of 1705 legally classified black people as property. In 1787, the U.S. Constitution counted enslaved people as 3/5 of a person, while the 1790 Naturalization Act restricted citizenship to free white persons only. The 1830s saw the emergence of scientific racism, exemplified by Samuel Morton's measurements of skulls, which falsely claimed to prove the genetic superiority of white people. Between 1836 and 1845, Texas fought Mexico largely to preserve slavery, and in 1857, the Dred Scott decision ruled that black people could never be U.S. citizens. After the Civil War, from 1865 to 1877, the Black Codes and Jim Crow laws institutionalized racial segregation and discrimination. In 1873, more than 100 black men were massacred in Colfax, Louisiana, for trying to vote. The 1882 Chinese Exclusion Act prohibited Asian immigration, and in 1896, the Plessy v. Ferguson ruling legitimized racial segregation under the principle of separate but equal. In the early 20th century, the 1915 film The Birth of a Nation revived the Ku Klux Klan and was screened at the White House by President Woodrow Wilson. During the Red Summer of 1919, white mobs attacked black communities in 26 cities. In 1921, the Tulsa Massacre destroyed Black Wall Street, a thriving African-American business district. The 1924 Immigration Act restricted immigration from Arabs, Asians, and many Jews, while in 1934, the Federal Housing Administration institutionalized redlining, denying home loans to black neighborhoods. During World War II, in 1942, Japanese Americans were forced into internment camps, and in 1944, the GI Bill was applied in ways that largely excluded black veterans. In 1955, 14-year-old Emmett Till was lynched, and his killers went free despite admitting their crime.